Hey guys, Sarah Ansboury here, and today we are talking about the importance of turning your toes. Okay, when you turn your toes, this now turns your hips. Okay, now what's important about this? Injury prevention, faster speed to the ball. Overcrowding doesn't happen quite as much. It helps increase the space of the ball. Now, the classic concept that a lot of players get stuck in is the shuffling, and the shuffling, as you know, drives me nuts. Okay, shuffling is fundamentally bad on your body. It creates friction. That kind of is what break down people's ankles and knees and joints. Okay? So when players are thinking they're going to a ball, and this is kind of that old school concept of, hey, I just want to get the ball in front of my hip. So you see people do it all the time. They'll slide over to keep the ball in front. But let's just kind of look at that. Okay. So if I'm in my average center of the box, okay, and I move to this side, okay, well, now 1, 2, 3, 4, look at all this distance, okay? Now what I actually want to do, okay, is I want to turn and step, okay? So the ball's to my right, I'm turning my right toe. Now here's actually the most important part, okay? Now when I step out, I'm releasing this weight. So what players get stuck in is they'll lunge for balls a lot and then feel like they have to come back to that center, okay? The problem with that is now you're not actually getting your weight distribution and engagement from your lower body. So what I actually want to do is now step and turn. Now see how I bend this knee? Okay, this releases the weight. So now when I hit, let's say, a dink from this position, I'm using this leg to lift. See how that weight comes with me. So now I'm right here, ready for the next ball. This helps me get that lifting motion over the net, okay, which is actually going to generate some top spin. So you'll see some arc on the ball. Now what players kind of do is they go out and then they kind of punch it and then they pull away. So this is important to creating nice follow through. And now I'm up here ready for this next shot. It's the same thing on this side, turn and release. So this is difficult for a lot of players because we get hung up on square to the net. Okay? Problem with square to the net, no kinetic chain, no weight transfer, rotation, acceleration, all that stuff kind of is where people get locked up. I want the ability to get to a ball, swing through a ball. So it's the same thing if I'm hitting a forehand volley. I don't just want to open my body and punch through like this. I want to kind of turn. So by turning that toe towards that ball, it helps turn my hips, opens the shoulders, and now this increases my range of motion through the shot. Whether it's a forehand or it's a backhand, this is increasing my follow through, increasing my swing speed, doing all of that from that position. So we always feel like, hey, I've got to come back. But here's the deal. I always have a front foot. I always have a back foot. So when my weight is 50-50, the problem is there's no distribution of what is your front foot. So if I step to a ball, this is my front foot, which means I need to finish on this foot. So now when I finish, I'm actually releasing my weight through here. That pulls me up for the next ball, and now I am ready to go. We get really caught up in way too many extra steps that are just not necessary. So this is creating forward motion. It's getting your knees and your joints and your hips in the same direction, which increases your kinetic chain. It's going to get more power and better control just from focusing on turning your toes and covering that non-volley line in a lot easier way.
Finding good pickleball instruction locally isn't always easy. That's why we created the online version of my Pickleball Academy. As a member, you have access to a collection of courses, lessons, drills, workouts, tips, and more. It's like having access to me anytime you want. And the best part, for a limited time, you get to try it for free. Just head over to sarahansburypickleballacademy.com/free to try it out. I can't wait to see you on the inside.